Look at that, some leaves still on the trees here. December 1st.
How did that happen?
Seriously, very good question. I don't know. We should investigate. Welcome back to the Early Show, everyone. I'm Jeff Glor, along with Erica Hill. Chris Raggy's off this morning.
A lot to get to this hour, and we want to start this hour with a story that's really becoming much too common, which is the last thing that you want to hear. For many years now, one area of life that seemed to be off limits to many gangs, organized sports.
But a CBS News Sports Illustrated investigation finds a growing connection between gangs and sports, with athletes getting caught up in senseless gang violence at times. Our chief investigative correspondent, Armin Katayan, has one example.
And you are? And you are what?
Running back. He was a special kid even when he was little. Danny had a heart of gold.
As a senior at Compton's Narbonne High School, Danny Farber was a popular, positive force. An all-city-wide receiver, he led his team to its first city championship in 2008 and dreamed of one day playing for USC.
He wanted to live life and not really be fearful.
So it was on Memorial Day weekend 2009 that Farber sat down to dinner at this Compton fast food restaurant. With surveillance cameras running, a young black male approached Farber and his girlfriend, Araceli Nogueira.
Well, he walks up straight to the table and says, "Where you from, cuz?"
What does that mean in this neighborhood?
He was gangbanging on him. He thought he was a gangbanger. I don't know why. Danny gets up, like with his fist balled up, and says, "What?" And that's when he started shooting.
When it was over, Farber had been shot 3 times at point-blank range, collapsing as he stumbled to the door.
I lifted up his shirt. I didn't know what to do, and I seen the bullet hole in the middle of his chest, and I knew he was going to die.
After an 8-month investigation, police arrested 21-year-old Arlen Watson, a known member of the Crips, on first-degree murder charges. Detectives suspected Farber had been mistaken by Watson for a rival gang member, breaking a mother and stepfather's heart.
I just can't believe this. I can't believe this. That's all I was saying. Like, this got to be a nightmare. This is like a nightmare.
You know, back then it just seems like, you know, your whole world just comes to an end.
In the end, Farber was an innocent victim at the intersection of gangs and sports. A Police Sergeant Brandon Dean, a supervisor in the LA Sheriff's Department's gang unit, lives almost every day.
A lot of times what happens with these athletes is they just get automatically lumped in with wherever they grew up. And a lot of times, unfortunately, they're the victims of crimes themselves, whether it be shootings or being robbed.
Scott Decker, a professor of criminology at Arizona State University, is co-author of a new study on gang members in major college sports.
Gang membership in Division I athletics is a significant problem. The kinds of crime that gang members are most likely to be involved in are the kinds of crimes that ought to concern athletic directors, police chiefs, university presidents, and coaches.
The study was based on a survey of 130 top athletic programs. While the vast majority of college athletes are not involved in gangs, it found that nearly 20% of the 87 campus police chiefs who responded reported direct knowledge of a student athlete who retained gang membership while at their university.
It's a recognition that says we need to pay attention to the problem more systematically so that it doesn't get out of control.
As part of a special report in this week's Sports Illustrated, CBS News and SI went to Compton, California, the birthplace of hundreds of blue-chip recruits over the years. And today, more than 34 active gangs, totaling more than 1,000 members. If you want to get away from that pull, how hard is it to remove yourself?
Extremely hard.
It is.
Extremely hard.
There we go. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Dominguez High head football coach Keith Donnerson counters the lure of the streets.
We try to let the kids know you have to pick a side. You're either going to play football or you're going to be a gangster.
By focusing his players on family and football.
Even gangs are considered their own family. So what we try to create is a family type of atmosphere with ourselves. Like kids that come from a good family, we're just an extended family. Kids that don't have a family, we're actually their family.
Yet sometimes, despite 2 protective parents, you simply find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, like Danny Farber. His senseless killing a stark reminder of the influence of gangs. A danger more than ever universities would be wise to see. Armin Katayan, CBS News, Compton, California.
Donyetta and Keatom Ham have kids in the Compton School District. They are doing all they can to make sure what happened to Danny Farber does not happen to any of their children, especially their son Keatom Jr., who's a star football player with a 3.8 GPA, now being recruited by a dozen elite schools. They join us this morning. Good to have all of you with us. Keatom Jr., give me a sense. I know that you actually knew Danny Farber. What is the pressure like on you as an athlete to be involved in a gang?
The pressure for me is very high because, it's very hard because, everybody wants you to be a part of the gang and stuff because you're a big time athlete and stuff. So basically, it brings exposure to the gang and exposure to you also. So it's very hard. It's very hard, basically.
And I would imagine too that there's probably a little bit of fear on your part in doing everything you can to stay out of that, because could that make you a target?
Yes, because if I turn a gang down, they would basically they would want to pursue me.
It's a scary thought for any parent. Donyetta, I know you and your husband, Keatom Sr., have worked so hard to make sure that everybody knows you have that strong family unit the coach was talking about, and that this is a family not to be messed with. How do you send that message, though, Donyetta?
Well, we just stay together as a family. Everything that we do, when you speak of Ham, you speak of more than just one person. And my husband is known by his last name in every neighborhood that we go into. And when we get to any neighborhood that we've moved into, we just let them know exactly who we are and who our children are. And if you mess with one, then you got the mother and the father there. And we always try and deal with it in the right way. But, and then speak. If it's a, violent situation that might be taking place, then we just try and make sure that, we steer it away from that. If it's something we feel like we can't handle, then we have to go to the authorities. But most of the time, it just takes somebody having the courage to talk and let them know, that this is going to change your life and mine if you keep going in this direction.
Such an important point, that so many lives are affected by this. Keatom Sr., you have a really unique perspective. You were actually in a gang. You were one of the Bloods. You got out. That's not an easy thing to do. What brought you that decision?
What brought me the decision to leave is my family. I wanted to be a better person, be a better father. I wanted to be around to raise my children. And I also know that having a father in the home is very important. That would be one of the main reasons why my son will be able to succeed, is because he has two parents at home. And, with having experience in being in a gang, I'm able to instruct him and let him know exactly on how things operate, within most gangs. Most gangs operate pretty much the same.
Right.
The difference in them being in just a different neighborhood or a different color, but the overall rules still apply. And, with it being so hard to exit the gang, the easiest part for me was to simply move myself out of the situation. Again, just stay with my family. Stop hanging out, stop hanging with the same crowd.
Sure, and to have that courage too, that your wife spoke about. Keatom Jr., before we let you go, you have these incredible offers before you, which you have clearly earned with your record both on the field and in the classroom. As you prepare to finish your senior year to move on, are you concerned at all about what happens when you leave your school?
Yes. Yes. Right now, I'm considering. I want to go to a big name school and a good football team, and I just want to be a part of something new.
Well, you are well on your way with quite a support system behind you. Keatom, Donyetta, and Keatom Ham Jr., appreciate all of you joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And how about that support system? How impressive is that? You make a choice, the gang or my family. I'm going to go with the family.
Me too.
Terrell Brown has more news over at the news desk. Terrell, good morning once again to you.
Eric,